Alafia, aho, ase, namaste, and welcome to Shadow of Wolves. Blessings to all, bendición, santo, salamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. In going through my journey of going towards Florida, a nephew who is also my godson asked me to come by and help him to set up his Boveda. I'm going to give you an example of the way that we do our spiritual Bovedas. Everybody's Boveda meaning altar. As I was raised in Lukumi, we say the word Boveda. Boveda means spiritual altar. And in understanding that, we're going to go over the importance of the kind of spiritual altar that you're going to use. So let's get started. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm at his family member's house and I instructed him on what to get. And we make do with what we have, but we also follow the tradition and the rules. This Boveda can be set up by anyone. This is not a closed practice in building a spiritual altar. Okay? So let's begin in understanding the Boveda. The first thing that we do, and I'm not really computer savvy, as most of my friends know, I'm going to go over some books with you that are very important. The first book we go by is Allan Kardec. Why do we go by Allan Kardec? Because his books are very mysterious in going over a veneration between Catholic faith, okay, and spiritualism. This does not have anything to do with Orisha or Yoruba. This has to do with our spirit guides, our ancestors of light, okay, and messages. So when we have our Boveda, it's a lot of praying to God, praying to your utmost self, God Almighty. Some people may say Allah, some people say Bon Dieu, and so forth. Alofi, Olodumare. When we're doing that, we don't say prayers in Yoruba prayers. Why? Is because the slaves, when they were captured and brought from Africa, they were conditioned, okay, to follow through with saying the prayers. So we honor them. We're not saying we agree with the colonization and what happened, but we do have many ancestors who only believe in church and so forth. All right, so as we're going over that, let's go over the importance. This is the book I really favor when it comes to your prayer altar, because this is still based on who we follow when we're doing our prayer altar. Allan Kardec, he has so many mysteries and so much respect for spirit. So Allan Kardec, this is, the other book is a little bit more complicated, and because it was translated from Spanish to English. So when it's translated in English, it sounds a little offbeat. So the yellow one here is English, and it's very mysterious. We knock on it 3 times. We make the sign of the cross around it. We open it up, and it gives us messages, which is very important. Now, this particular book, The Collection of Prayers, is the same book, but it's based on a different, like more clarity, and it's the way they translate it is absolutely amazing. But I must say, I am a big fan of Ancestor Brujo Lewis. My gosh. As far as Puerto Rican Espiritismo, as far as following the faith of your ancestors and your misa and your table and your prayers, let me tell you, this is the book right here. This has the prayers. This tells you about if you have jealousy, envy, negativity, bad spirits, that those are energies that you are walking with, and you need to elevate yourself. And those are lower energies. You will learn a lot of the do's and don'ts from this book. So now let's go. I'm going to show you his altar. And he gave me permission of that so that you also have an idea. So let me just, well, I'm not going to flip it around because I'm just going to show you this all respectfully. So you see, when you're looking at his altar, he has really, this is the space that we're working with. He already had flowers, okay? My godson was very diligent in just having a glass of water and flowers, which was enough, okay? So when he asked me to come by before I head out deep into Florida, he said, can you please take a look at this, Madrina, and make sure it's correct? So these are his books that he was instructed to get, and he followed through. He followed through. Now, what we do is very, very simple. A white candle. Why? Because this is purity, especially when you're just starting. White means purity. It leaves an open space. What we do is we say an opening prayer based on our Allan Kardec. Okay? Now, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, some people put the cross inside. This cross is an olive wood cross from Jerusalem, so he gently has it there. He has a little offering of what his spirit's like, which is fruit, the ones that passed away. Okay, something simple, a campa, a bell, okay, Florida water to clean himself. And all you have to do is put faith in what you have. Put faith in your prayers. You know, some people have a Bible on top of their Boveda. I personally do. Open to Psalm 91. That also gives us messages. Like I said, I'm not, I'm encouraging any colonization, but I do recognize Puerto Rican, Cuban, Afro-Cuban spiritualism. This is very, very important because this is also honoring my ancestors who had to transition from Guyana, which is originally where my mother is from Trinidad, where she was raised, from Barbados, from my grandfather, and so forth. And then from my dad's side, Poland. So I learned to find out that my father, biological father, is Polish, but not just that, because I was raised with him until 6 years old. But not just that he had some practices prior to converting to Judaism, okay, of Protestant and Catholic. So we have to honor those ancestors of light. And those who are not of light, let me tell you, something as simple as this. 7 glasses. Why 7? 7 is such an imperial number. So we have to honor those ancestors. And sometimes this is supposed to be very clean. You see, you don't have no design on your glasses. Clear glasses, which I instructed him to get. And he said, look, this is just amazing. Clear glasses, a clear table, no ashes, no dirt, white. Your prayer books are here. Like I said, you could put a Bible and so forth, So this is simply what we call an ancestor altar. You can really put white flowers, but you know something? We don't put anyone down. We use what they have. They can pick flowers later that are white. They can go to the store, but your ancestors would appreciate your heart and what you're bringing to them. There are other altars that we use when we are working spiritual. But ancestor Boveda, white flowers, or what you have, something simple as this, just gives so much blessing to you. Alafia, Ase, Aho, Namaste. And thank you for watching Shadow of Wolves, Luz y Progreso. And thank you to those leaders such as Ancestor Brujo Lewis. Thank you to my Tata Riate. Thank you to all of the spiritual people that give bless and open the doors for many of us to learn. Lots of love to you all and blessings. Ache.